So in this video, I'm going to talk about the Sundering of the Elves in Middle-earth. Um, this, of course, comes from the Silmarillion, the work that Tolkien was working on before Lord of the Rings and after, that he tried to get published in his lifetime, but was not, but was published by his son Christopher. And so it starts out with, of course, the elves wake up in the east of Middle-earth. The first children of Eru Ilúvatar, the creator, God, the one, the father of all. And when they woke under the stars. There was no sun or moon yet. The only real light was in Valinor, and that was of the two trees. The elves thought they were the only speaking peoples, so they called themselves the Quindi, which means those that speak with voices. The Vala Orome, who often rode in Middle-earth, came to them. Well, he found them and told the Elder Valar about it, so they decided they were going to summon the elves to live in the light and be away from Middle-earth, from Melkor. And so the elves then became divided into the Elvari and the Eldar. Now, the Eldar means people of the stars. Elvari means the unwilling. The Elvari were those elves who refused the summons. The Eldar went on the march into the west. They were divided into three groups: the Vanyar, the Noldor, and the Teleri. Now, when they came to what would become Mirkwood Forest, the Anduin River, the Misty Mountains, they stopped. Misty Mountains were a lot bigger in those days, and Melkor had actually raised them to hinder Orome whenever he would ride in Middle-earth. Now, eventually, the Vanyar and the Noldor passed over. Teleri stayed for a while. Some of the Teleri left and went south, and they became known as the Lyquindi, Green Elves. Some would, of course, go back to go into the west, not to Valinor, but to the land of Beleriand, and they would dwell there in the land of Osiriand, the land of seven rivers. Those Nondor who stayed behind, of course, we would know as the Sylvan Elves from Lord of the Rings, the original inhabitants of Mirkwood and Lorien. Of course, the Sindar would later rule over those peoples. And the Sindar, of course, were the Grey Elves. Now, they were Teleri who, when they came to Beleriand, they stopped. They were led by two lords, Ulwe and Elwe. Elwe, who would also become known as Thingol, was lost. And so they went searching for him. And so some of the Teleri stayed behind. Those are the Sindar. Those who left, of course, went to Valinor. And then, so you have the the Nondor, Lyquindi, and the Sindar would become known as the Umanyar, those elves who were not of Aman. The Umanyar and the Avari together were known as the Morquindi, elves of the darkness, because they dwelt in the twilight of Middle-earth, not in the light of two trees, unlike the others that went. And then you have the Calaquindi, who are the elves of Valinor, Aman, whatever you want to call it. And of course, you know, the Noldor and would later go back to Middle-earth. And the whole Silmarillion is about their war against Melkor for the recovery of the Silmarils. And of course, the Vanyar, they stay in Valinor. They do not come back to Middle-earth. And of course, eventually, as you know in Lord of the Rings, all the elves start going back. They all start going there. And so that is the divisions of the different elves in Tolkien's world. Very fascinating topic. I've said it before. I love the elves. They're my favorite thing about the stuff. And I know a lot of people are, they love the hobbits. And not everyone is into the elves, I know, because I think a lot of it might have to do with the languages of the elves. A lot of Tolkien's writings on language, it's kind of dry. But to me, it's interesting because I want to read everything and I want to know all about it. And I've been studying this stuff for over 20 years, but I digress. Anyway, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you would. And I will continue to bring more content like this and some of the other stuff that I have. And yeah, so until then, you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you later.